Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Chronicle, where I talk about my daily life, weekly goals, and the overarching plot of my life. I'm always worried that I say the intro too fast, too quickly, and that way people can't, and like I'm worried people can't actually figure out what I'm saying. Earlier today, my younger sister at work, she made the comment that my videos are always quiet, and I'm like, well, that makes sense. Well, for one, I sometimes talk quietly just to be considerate of my roommate. Um, but like even like I think talking at full volume, it's not super duper loud. And I mean I look back at the clips. I don't watch these as often, but recently, like in the past few weeks where my audio's been being weird, I was looking at the clips, and I know for sure last week my audio levels just dropped for no reason. Just how, like, I think it was 2 weeks ago they just got way louder. And right now I've got my microphone on max, and it is not getting into the red. Last was it when it was louder for no reason, it would get into the red. Um, was it just like, I mean, when I wasn't even trying. Like right now it's kind of averaging yellow at this usual tone. But like if I did see it spike into the red a couple times. But yeah, so I've got it cranked all the way up. I've got my mic all the way on max. Because I think it just makes sense. If I'm too loud, you can just turn me down. Versus if I'm too quiet, there's only, your volume can only go so high on your phone or whatever. I'm wondering if it's partially just because of my audio setup. Because like it sounds fine to me. However, what I do is I have my desktop volume set to 40%, and I never raise it higher than that, just for the safety of my own ears. I don't know if that's too low, or I mean, like, I'm sure that's definitely not too high, which is the point. I'm not sure what the safest or recommended volume is to have in my headphones, because my desktop audio comes through my headphones. So what I do is my headphone volume, because my headphones have a little slider that I can move up and down for volume. I put that on max at all times, and then I set my desktop volume to 40%. But I don't know how loud that is, like, compared to other people's. Like, how loud is it coming through your phone, or through your headphones, or through your computer, or through your speakers? You know what I'm saying? Um, so I've got my volume on max now. Hopefully it's better. I am thinking, will it affect my gaming videos? I also want to make more of those because I didn't make any last week. Should have made one today. I definitely had enough time. I low-key did the new business model where what is it? Where I'd play games first and then be productive. And then that kind of worked because I did play online with a friend, with an online friend. And I was like, okay, I should probably go be productive now. And then I just played a little bit more games. And then after playing a little bit more games, I was like, oh, I don't want to do anything anymore. So I thought about the new business model, which is where I do all the things that I need to do before playing games, which would be awesome if I had enough willpower to do that. I know I've got to get groceries tomorrow. I must do that, unfortunately, because I didn't go Sunday. Um, and also practice at least one instrument before playing games, ideally two. I did I brushed up on electric guitar just before recording this. I guess we start with today's events. I woke up to the cats in ink, unfortunately, my roommate. Again, not sure what to do about that because I had my earplugs in. Um, it does make falling back to sleep easier, but it's still kind of just, I kind of just wake up feeling like crap every morning. And Loki, I think it's her fault, because she's waking me up every morning. I don't know what else I could possibly do. I've tried the noise canceling headphones, can't sleep with those. The earplugs, I can sleep with those, but again, it's not 100% effective. I've not looked into the Manta sleep mask. Matter of fact, let me Google it right now. Whoops. Oh yeah, also I know you can hear my keyboard hella. Oh my god. Oh wait, okay, hold on. Oh, the original's only $39. This is the original. That one says sound sleep mask. What's included in the original? So it's $39. True blackout, infinitely adjustable, soft and breathable, zero eye pressure. Okay, so it looks like it doesn't have really anything that covers your ears. Oh, Manta Sleep earplugs. For an extra $30, you can block out noise too. So that would bring the total up to um $70. Manta Sleep Mask, Manta Pro Sleep Mask, unbeatable slight sleep comfort and breathability. This Manta Sleep earplugs, comfort in any position, secure adaptive fit, zero pressure design, effective noise blocking. The world's most comfortable earplugs for sleeping, rated #1 for side sleep comfort over leading brands. Find a perfect fit with 5 sizes in every kit. Adaptive shape that stays in all night. Effective noise reduction for peaceful uninterrupted sleep. Soft memory foam core with an easy to clean silicone shell. Loki, that looks better than what I've got now. And it's $15 cheaper. Well, that is with the mask. How much is just the? Do they sell them individually? 5 pairs of sleeping rugs and a protective storage case. Do they sell those individually? What are they? Sleep mask earplugs. Oh my god, it's only $30 for different earplugs. They look much more comfortable. I mean, just looking at the picture. Silicone shell, size indicator, soft foam core. Effective noise for peaceful sleep. Yeah, because the zero pressure design, that's interesting because the ones that I have, the loop earplugs, they do create pressure in my ears. And what I mean by that is that whenever I put them in, it just kind of feels like, you know how like there's that weird feeling in your ear and then you swallow and then it goes away, like that kind of pressure, or like you know the feeling when you go deep underwater and then you feel that pressure in your ear, that pressure I kind of feel from the earplugs, which is not the most pleasant feeling. Does make sleeping a little difficult, but this says zero pressure design, so maybe I should try that. Like I know it's like I've technically already tried earplugs, but I haven't tried these earplugs. Part of me is wondering is like, is it even this deep? And I mean, like good sleep, healthy sleep, you want that. That's kind of a must to function as a human. I know that life is much better when you get better sleep. So maybe I will order these like right now, like literally after I finish recording this. Um, yeah, I guess I already want, yeah. Because like sleep's important. Guys, get your sleep. Sleep's important. I could get the mask with it. Although the mask, I don't need the mask, if I'm being honest. Not in the slightest. It's very dark in my room with my blackout curtains. Um, I can only imagine a few situations where I would need the sleep mask. It's really just the earplugs currently for me. Like the mask is portable, so I guess you would kind of take it anywhere to help for like blackout, but yeah. Do I need to change ear tips? How much noise did they block? Noise reduction of 14 decibels. Okay. Does not guarantee a good noise blocking sleeping. With high NNR may be poor blocking out that fit you well. Made to sleep, reduce sleep, traffic noise and neighbors. Huh. I don't know if that is advertised as more noise reduction than the ones I currently have. Yeah, but it's worth a shot. They do make much more expensive sleep masks, which also have, uh, yeah, the Manta Sound sleep mask. Does it have noise blocking? Ultra thin headphones, C-shaped eye cups, zero eye pressure, 100% blackout. Oh, we have a white noise machine. 2 senses. Sorry, I'm literally just shopping on camera right now. But yeah, I mean, this is a problem I deal with daily. So, oh, my computer might be about to crash. Uh-oh. All right. Hello. Ooh. Oh. Okay, looks like Chrome crashed. Nope, Chrome's back. Chrome's alive. Okay. Yeah. Only $30? Yeah, take me to just give me that item. Give me that item right now. They look much more comfortable. I'll give them a shot for sure. Can't be that bad. Okay, well, I'm gonna push this button. Hopefully it doesn't crash my entire computer. Okay. Encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster. No idea what that means. Okay, so sorry if you guys just witnessed some crazy thing on the video. Actually, I'll double check it probably. Actually, no, I won't because I'm looking at the recording and it's 9 minutes. Okay, so yeah, anyway. So I woke up to the cats, sad. Woke up later, terrible. Made it to work late. That's kind of the pattern. That's kind of how it goes. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess I should try those because I mean, I'm currently kind of just thugging it out, which does not feel good. Um, because Loki, I'm hoping that she just gets fired, and then once she gets fired, she won't keep coming in at 6 a.m. and then I'll be able to sleep, and then I won't have to actually spend upwards of like 70, 30, $150 more on this expensive sleep equipment. If she could just stop freaking waking me up in the morning. She says there's nothing she can do about the cats, and I'm like, oh my god, bro, you literally don't Anyway, so made it to work. Work was good. Lunch was good. Trying to think anything special that happened at work. Not really. It was Monday, which means it was a long day, which I think is good because that means I get to do my main job for a while. We only had to label bags for like half an hour at most. Um, I thought we had one little side thing. Oh, we just did a couple odd jobs, like, oh, pack this box specifically. We did take out the trash because we forgot to on Friday because we were too busy. We went straight to de-stickering lockers. Um, but yeah, after work, I came home and then I showered and ate. Just had a couple peanut butter and jellies because, I'm working through my stash of peanut butter and jelly. Finished the strawberry and the blueberry jelly. Now I would be on to the grape jelly. Again, that might have gotten thrown away on accident. I don't care enough to ask, but I guess now I'm technically out of jelly, unless I start eating the orange marmalade, but I'm pretty sure that stuff is just kind of gross. Like, my brain is like, that doesn't taste good. You can't eat that in the amount that you would a peanut butter and jelly. That'll taste gross. And also, there's those weird bits in it. Um, I'll probably give it another shot. I'll just give it a little sample, be like, is it good? Is it not good? Otherwise, I'll just, I guess, buy a jar of grape jelly. And then, because yeah, peanut butter and jelly is actually pretty meta, low key, if I'm being honest. Fairly filling, fairly sustaining. I'd like, you can make them pretty quick and easy. Pretty sure the loaf of bread I bought for the peanut butter and jelly was like stale before I bought it. Because, like, on opening it, I was like, oh, this is a little bit stale. And I haven't even opened it. Um, so yeah, that's just kind of unlucky. What I did notice about that bread is that it takes forever to mold, which is weird. So the artisan bread I buy, it's very tasty, it's delicious. It's more expensive, and you get less of it, but it's worth it because it's delicious and it's bigger, which is pretty cool because I require a lot of food to be sustained because I'm big and large. I'm sure you guys saw me last week on the bed. I don't fit on the bed. I'm too big. Anyway, um, yeah, so the honey wheat bread that I buy for the peanut butter and jellies is I don't know if it's smaller or regular bread size, probably regular bread size. But yeah, it just never molded. The artisan bread for some reason molded much faster. And like I had that loaf in there for weeks and it never molded. Anyway, I don't know why that was even worth mentioning. Um, oh yeah, because the it was stale, not moldy, stale when I got it, I think. But I mean, that's not that deep. I'm not gonna take it back and be like, I was sold a stale loaf of bread and I would like a refund. What is cool about the Aldi twice as nice deal is actually what they advertise is that if you do buy a bad product, then you can return it. They'll give you a new one for free and they'll refund you. This has only happened a couple times where I've needed to return something. One time I bought a jar of protein powder, and the sealed for your protection lid, that was already open, and I was like, oh, that's not sealed, meaning I'm not protected. But I was like, do I really want to take it all the way back? And also, how can I prove that it was actually open before I got it? Because like the thing is, I don't know. That purely depends on how skeptic they are. Are they going to be like, no, sir, you opened this, and I'm going to be like, no, I'm not. It was open when I found it. Because I can't prove it. They can't prove it. It's just kind of an honor system at that point. Because all you do is unscrew the lid, pop open the seal. But I unscrew the lid and the seal was already open. So it's like, would they believe me? I don't know. Let me tell you guys. I don't know if you know this. This is a chronic fear I've had my whole life. I'm just afraid no one will believe me ever, no matter what I say. I think that's just anxiety. I don't know what exactly that falls into, but like I said, that's been a fear my entire life. I'm not entirely sure where I got that or how, um, but it's real. And also one time I bought some meat sticks. I bought it was like they were like little Slim Jims. It was this box. They came in a box. It had like 14 little Slim Jims in it, right? And then why did my audio just go off? And then I opened it, and one of the sleeves that had the Slim Jim was just empty. There was nothing in there. But I didn't notice. It was like the last Slim Jim that I got to in the pack. And I was like, well, I can't bring back a pack that's entirely eaten except one. And then be like, oh, this one is missing. Can I get an entire new pack? I already ate the rest of it. It's like, what are you even doing? So yeah, and then counting the stale bread I bought, that would be 3 times where I've gotten a bad product from Aldi, which is good because I've been good shopping there for like multiple years. So it's really like one bad product per year, and even then, it's like the Slim Jim wasn't like it was just gone. That didn't hurt me. The sealed for your protection protein powder, I did eat all of it and I didn't die. So that means it wasn't poisoned, or at least if it was, I was stronger than the poison. Um, so I guess no harm, no foul there. And then for the bread, it's like it's not hurting me. It just doesn't taste as good because it's stale. Anyway, I ate, I showered, I played online. I played Slay the Spire 2 with a friend because she saw me playing online. Then she was like, hey, do you want to play sometime? And I was like, sure. And then last week when I was at the party, she was like, hey, do you want to play on Monday? And I'm like, sure, let's play on Monday. And then today's Monday, so we played. And then I played a little more games. And then I was like, gosh, I'm so tired. I don't want to do anything. So I ended up just practicing electric guitar, brushing up on it. And I think now I gotta make a sandwich for tomorrow, and then I'll be all good to go to sleep. Yeah. I think that's everything. And this is 15 minutes, which is way longer than the standard entry, but feels good to yap. Oh yeah, disaster struck this evening. I feel like that's kind of a pattern for Mondays. Not a huge disaster. I got home. I don't remember when exactly it was, but long story short, Void knocked over the butter dish with the butter in it, and the butter dish is broken now. So a few things happened. So the butter dish, it was only the top piece of it. I'm pretty sure the bottom piece of it had a grippy part that would stop it from sliding around. Ink used the butter dish last. I haven't touched it in like months. So I know there's a couple times she's washed it as well. So the bottom is gone. Where? I don't know. She probably does, because like I said, I wasn't even worrying about it. It was hardly even mine with how often I used it. Um, so like it was just the lid there, the bottom, no idea where that went. I didn't move it. I know for sure I didn't lose it, but it wasn't there. And then he knocked the dish off. Dish broke. He started eating the butter in there. Um, so yeah, I mean I would care if I used the butter dish or if I used the butter that was in the dish. I haven't used butter in forever. Last time I used that was making a steak. If you guys can recall the last time I talked about making a steak on the Chronicle, that would be the last time I made a steak. Which would mean that is also the last time I used butter. So like I said, it would be a disaster, more of a disaster if I cared, but I don't because I don't use the butter dish or the butter. And it was only a few bucks, so I'll just buy a new one. I mean, I'm not gonna make her be like, pay me back. Your cat broke it. Give me back $4, $5 for that butter dish. I don't care. Um, I hope the cat's okay. I think he started like licking it after to try to get the butter off it. So hopefully he didn't ingest any glass shards. Um, I don't know. It seemed like a pretty clean break. It didn't seem like it shattered at all. It was just like it's three easy pieces. It might even be ceramic, which would make it even more digestible for him. Because I did put the butter away in the fridge. I'm sure Ink probably threw it away because that's usually what she does after anything that the cats get into. Um, but yeah, I think he'll be fine. He's eaten. I'm pretty sure he's also eaten garbage before, just like Arcane has. Um, but yeah, that's everything for today for sure. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow, Tuesday. Hello everyone, welcome to Tuesday. I've got my mic at max again, so hopefully I sound good. Anyway, I'm upset because, so last week I kind of somewhat tried the new business model where I would play games first and then have fun. Um, and then this week I was going to try the new business model where I don't play games until all my work is done. All my work just being like chores, whether it's making dinner for tomorrow, practicing piano, practicing guitar, working on goals. That's kind of everything I can think of. In the future, working on homework as classes start next week, which is kind of insane to say. I don't believe it. I don't believe my brain's not really processing that it is real, that I really am going to be on campus next Tuesday. Um, yeah, I need to look at a map of the campus and figure out where I'm allowed to park because I did buy the parking pass. I bought the student yellow parking pass, which allows me to park in all yellow zones, which is weird because there is a student yellow parking garage pass. And I'm like, is the parking garage count as the yellow zones? Are those the same? I'm going to call the student center and find out because I don't want to be caught parking in the wrong spot because I heard they love giving out parking tickets there because there is no free parking on campus. So I got my whatever pass. So I'm gonna find out which lots I can park in. I've only got two classes on campus, so honestly, like I wouldn't mind parking like really far away and then just like walking or running to class. Depending on how tight it is. My first class is at like I think 10 or 11 a.m., which is really nice. That means I can sleep and then make it to class in a timely manner. Um, so that is good. No stress there, which is really nice. I've got like three online classes. Which is fine. Yeah, nothing I haven't done before. Anyway, I've got to stop talking about that. I got to talk about today. Woke up to something, don't know what, but it was easier to fall back asleep because of my earplugs, so that's nice. I thinking maybe my body's just waking up at 6 a.m. because it's so used to being woken up by 6 a.m. It's like, oh, we need to do this automatically. No, sorry, no. I did buy those earplugs that I looked at yesterday night. They are on the way. Hopefully they'll be here later this week, actually. It said 2 to 3 business days, and I got an email today saying that they've shipped. So I could get them as soon as Friday, which could be nice. High hopes for those. Yeah, so woke up, went back to sleep, woke up, hit snooze twice, Made it to work late. Work was good. Nothing of note. That's one. Yeah, nothing of note. And then I came home and, or no, I didn't come home. I went to get groceries because I meant to go yesterday and I meant to go the day before and I didn't. So I got groceries and then I walk home and there's like 6 people in my living room. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was literally about to text you." And I'm like, "What the heck?" Um, and she was like, "Oh, they just got here." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, but like, yeah, I'm sure you knew they were gonna be here. So it's like you knew the whole time, but you didn't text me until I walk home with 2 heavy grocery bags, and there's 6 dudes in my living room. I don't even know what they were doing. She said they wouldn't be here long. They were here for like 2 hours. So I didn't because I've talked about this before. I don't like just going about my day while there's strangers in my house. So I kind of just hung out in my room for a while, and then I took a shower and I was yeah. So I didn't want to make food because there was people in there, not in the kitchen, but just in the living room. So I had a donut and a soda, and then that kind of held me over until after my shower, and then remember I didn't get on the game because my was like I need to work before I play because that's what I'm doing this week. But then after showering, I was like, I'm so freaking tired. I need to play because I haven't done that all day. Then I ended up doom scrolling for half an hour, which sucks. So I'm like, I should have just watched an episode of anime. I think that would have gone much better. Um, and I played some Clash Royale, and then I doom scrolled, and I kind of did nothing in particular. Um, and then I was like, whatever. I think I like at this point my appetite was gone. I had waited so long, I just wasn't hungry anymore. Now it's 10:30 p.m. And bedtime's 11, so it's like I might as well just have sleep for dinner. Like I said, I did have a was it soda and a donut. I need to take my freaking supplements as well because I keep forgetting about that. But like I said, I didn't go in the kitchen because there was people in the living room. Um, yeah, so I played a Mission Helldivers. It got another big update, which is awesome and super fun. So I just played one mission of that, doing a bunch of new stuff, and it was fun. And I'm recording this, like I said, it is 10:30 p.m. I need to. Was it lunch is already prepped for tomorrow, so I need to practice electric guitar. I practiced piano. I brushed up on piano, I should say. Gotta practice electric guitar. Probably just gonna practice what I need to, so that I can go to bed in a timely manner. Oh boy. And then I need to make that appointment for the car place. I'm gonna call them tomorrow. Probably like over break, I think. I don't know. Yeah, try and get my car fixed. I wanted to get it fixed before classes start. That I'm not pulling up to campus with the busted up car, but that's probably how it's gonna be. Unless they can get it, because I would assume they got to get it looked at and then order parts. So it'll probably get fixed next week, and then the parts are gonna be ordered this week. But yeah, my little sister said she would pick me up. But I guess was it now the only day in this week that is available for that would be Thursday, which is 2 days from now because today's Tuesday, right? Yeah. Which is not ideal, but I don't know. Hopefully they can get me in first thing Thursday, and then I can pick it up Thursday at lunch, or something like that. And then they'll have the parts, so then next week it'll actually get fixed. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, that's everything for today. Yeah, kind of upset because I didn't do anything because there was people here, and then I was tired, and then I was hungry, and then I was too tired to not be hungry, and then by the time I was not tired enough to go fix being hungry, I was not hungry anymore. Yeah, and I'm kind of hungry now, but I feel like I shouldn't eat because supposed to be going to bed in half an hour, but it's like practicing guitar is gonna be hard if I don't eat. I'll probably just have chips and salsa, I think. That sounds like a good idea. I was like, I could make a bagel. Doesn't sound too bad. Actually, yeah, bagel sounds kind of good right now. But like I said, I don't know. I've heard that you're not supposed to eat like an hour before bed, and it's like I said, it is 10:30 p.m. Gosh darn it, bro. Anyway, that's everything for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow, Wednesday. Hello, everyone. My bed is not made because I got home half an hour ago. I was pretty much gone all day today. I woke up twice. Once during the storm, once at 6 a.m. because I guess I just do that now. Um, and then for the final time, with my alarm. And what is weird is I woke up twice, which is twice as many times as usual during the night, and yet I felt the best I've felt all week when I woke up, which doesn't make any sense at all. Um, because yeah, how does having my sleep interrupted twice make it better? I don't know. Anyway, pretty standard day. Woke up, went to work. Work was good. I did get the appointment scheduled for my car. That's for tomorrow actually. It's just gonna be a quick thing. I just gotta go take it in to get it looked at, and then I'll be on my way. And then I would assume he'll order the parts and then fix it next week, hopefully. Um, yeah. So I went to work. Nothing unusual there, just standard work stuff. And then I wanted to go to Subway before schedule time with Pouty. Except I started autopiloting and I got on the highway and I was like, well, crap, now I can't go to Subway. And then I was like, okay, well, there's a McDonald's next to Pouty's. So I go there. It's totally slammed. It takes a while to get my food. I was worried that I wouldn't actually, make it on time just because they were so busy. But I did and it was fine. I still really would have preferred Subway though. That was a bummer. So we played Splatoon for like an hour and a half, and then the server had scheduled maintenance. Um, so then we played a few levels of Kirby, and then we took out the glass recycling, and that was it. And now I'm home. Really, really not much. Because mainly I wasn't, home to do much. But it was fun. Schedule time, always love that. Um, Yeah, I had some chips and salsa, and then I got it's 11:06, so I'm supposed to go to bed right now, but I think I'm just gonna brush up on my instruments and then go to bed. Um, and then tomorrow, yeah, I seriously need to lock in on practicing my instruments. I'm hoping to get that up. Hoping to get those numbers up next week. But also, I'm wondering if getting like once school starts, that'll be just kind of better for me. Like if that'll just improve my quality of life just because I won't be working every single day. I'll be working 3 days and then going to school 2 days. Speaking of school, I'm pretty sure I've got everything I need. I double checked my books. Um, I did get an email from a professor saying this one is required. I can buy it used, I can buy it leaflet, I can buy it online. Now I could just go with the cheapest option. I think I'd rather have a physical one because I'd prefer reading a physical book versus my computer, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just easier on the eyes, like literally, to read a physical book as opposed to, a screen. Especially if you have to do it for hours at a time, as you usually do with textbooks. So I'd say ideally, yeah, get a hardcover. And then books for other classes, yeah, one of them said for biology it was like go to class before purchasing. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll do that. And then for one of them it was like there's none required. And I think for another one, there were some optional study guides. But yeah, so I think it's just the two that are going to be required. One for my exercise science and then one for biology, which said it was required and then buy later or buy after going to class. Um, yeah, and then I double checked actually, I looked at the camping? No, the parking on campus is what I meant to say. There was a bit more than I had thought, which is good, and there's quite a few yellow zones, which is where I have the parking permit for. Also it said that I owed $1,300. Didn't say for what, but it said that I owed that, and I was like, well, that should be covered. It's definitely covered by the Pell Grant that I got, the FAFSA. I don't know why it wasn't covered by, um, what is it? The Hero Scholarship. Um, what I am a little concerned about is if it's giving me that $1,300 charge after it's used all of my financial aid. I really hope it didn't do that, because that means that I'll be short 1,300 bucks, as opposed to, not. Um, but yeah. So, if it, because I don't, like I said, I don't, or like I thought about saying, I don't know when it disperses the financial aid, especially the FAFSA. Usually what you do is you just pay with your financial aid. They usually let you do that. But it was like you owe 1,300 and I was like, why? So I might have to end up emailing the financial aid department about that. Probably, yeah, because I guess I could just double check my bank account and see if there's several thousand more in there. Beep, boop, boop, boop. Let me see. Hello? No, that's normal. Hmm, yeah. All right. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if it's dispersed that financially or not yet, but I believe that's everything for today. I really should get to bed, or gotta practice my instruments first and then go to bed. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow, Thursday. Hello everyone and welcome to Thursday. I just got out of the shower, so I don't have my glasses on and my hair's kind of wet. It seems wet on the end, which is bothering me. Oh my gosh. I think I've gone to head, what? Gone to bed with wet hair like one time ever in my entire life, and I hated it. Um, Also I'm literally, I can't stop. I'm just hyperfixating. It looks like my eyes are not even with each other. You know what I'm saying? Looks like they're like this. Um, yeah, my whole face is asymmetrical, bro. Gotta throw the whole thing away. I need a new face. Okay, so do I gotta turn the lighting, angle the lighting? I feel like that's probably not gonna solve the issue of my face. Um, Welcome to Thursday. It's 10:32 p.m. Yes, I had to lean in to look at the number there because my vision is that bad, believe it or not. I remember when I was a kid and I got diagnosed with nearsightedness by the doctor, eye doctor. He was like, anything further than your arm's reach is gonna blur. And I feel like, yeah, that's pretty accurate actually. Like let me see. If I hold the phone, yeah, I can read the time. I can read, oh, I can read most of it, yeah. That's at arm's length. Yeah, so pretty much if I don't have glasses on and I can't touch you, then you're blurry. Fun fact, I guess. Anyway, today was a normal day. Yeah, pretty normal day. Woke up. Okay, so I went to bed later than what's the time? Gosh, 10:33. Okay. I went to bed later than I should have last night, because the plan was mm, I don't know. Essentially just mix up like how I've been sleeping because it's just been miserable every time I wake up. And I was like, well, the thing is, like yesterday I was not miserable, which didn't make a whole lot of sense because I slept for about the same time as usual, and I got woken up twice during the night. So it's like, why do I not feel terrible when I feel like less bad things have happened in the sense that I've woken up, say, one time versus two times, and I still feel terrible. So what I did is I stayed up later than usual last night, and I did not actually wake up. My sleep was uninterrupted, and I still felt bad when I woke up. When I woke up in the morning, just maybe even like worse, extra worse than usual. I was like that. I don't even know what to do anymore. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I can sleep for 6 hours a day, question mark, because what I started noticing was when I would get woken up at 6 in the morning by Ink and her cats, I would actually feel somewhat fairly semi ready to go, right? When I was woken up, it wasn't like, guh, I need to go back to sleep. I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. I was like, well, this doesn't make any sense. It's 6 in the morning. I was like, well, does this mean that I can just operate daily on 6 hours of sleep? I'm pretty sure the answer is no, and I'm pretty sure I've also tested that theory before. And can I get 6 hours of sleep and not feel terrible? And I'm pretty sure I'll feel terrible. And also I thought about running the logistics of what if I do that? Just sleep from my usual time. I usually am asleep by like 11:30 or 12. So what if I just wake up at 6 a.m. and I wake up like for the day at 6 a.m., right? If it seems like I'm ready to go, right? But like I don't need more time in the start of my day. If anything, I want more time on the end of my day, right? Because like I've thought about this a lot. Like regardless of when you sleep during the day, you still get the same amount of time to be awake, right? It's like you sleep for 8 hours, you're awake for the other 16. Or like I mean, yeah, it's like you could sleep more, you could sleep less. When there's quality of sleep that affects all that and whatever. But it's like I don't like what am I gonna do when I wake up at 6 a.m. for my shift that starts at 8 a.m.? Make breakfast? I'm not hungry in the morning. There's no point. I'm not gonna like go on a run or exercise before going to work because then I would feel gross before even getting to work, and I usually feel gross after work. Also, I updated OBS, and I don't know, I've still got my mic cranked all the way up to max, so I don't know if there's a difference. Anyway, I don't know what I would even do like with that extra time. Cause like I said, I don't get hungry, so I probably wouldn't make breakfast. I could practice an instrument or two, but like I said, it's the morning. Like the time like morning, the time morning is when my brain works the least well, the most bad. My brain works the most bad in the morning, right? Because I'm still waking up. So it's like I don't want to practice an instrument because that's not going to work very well because the whole point of practicing is to get better, practice makes perfect and all. um Perfect, I don't know why it really bothered me I said perfect, not perfect. Anyway, yeah, so practice makes perfect. So it's like, what's the point in practicing if you're just gonna like blah 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 blah? You know, you're not even gonna like, you're not gonna lock in and practice anything if you're just kind of throwing your hands all over the keyboard. Yeah, so I don't know, but again, it's bothering me. It's like every day. It feels like my sleep is just bad and I don't know what to do. I'm really crossing my fingers that classes starting next week is going to just improve my overall quality of life. Because I did notice this pretty much like later in high school and college as well. Is that my mental health, I don't know if this is technically seasonal depression, but my mental health would just tank during academic breaks, during summer, during winter. I remember there's one winter and one summer, and they might have been back to back, of course, with one semester in between them. But there was like a summer and a winter where my mental health was just totally super duper bad. Um, but yeah, so I'm wondering like maybe first day of classes, boom, I'll just feel better because I did notice. I was like I said, my mental health would get worse during the breaks, and I was like, okay, like the day before classes started, I was like, I think I did pretty good this break. I don't think I got too far down in the dumps. And then the next day, classes, first day of classes, I come home and I just feel instantly way better. I'm like, wow, my mental health was like, and I didn't even realize. I thought it was normal. No, it was like, and then once I got back into classes, it went back up. Um, so yeah, I'm hoping something like that happens. Like I said, I will be able to sleep a little bit more. Um, what is it? Like Tuesday and Thursday on the day of classes because classes doesn't start till like 11 a.m. Which means I can probably sleep till like at least 9, I think. Well, I don't know, maybe not. Wait, if class starts out at 11, it takes like an hour to get there, so I have to leave at 10. So if I leave at 10, well, yeah. Yeah, so I could probably wake up at 9. Um, which means I can sleep for like if I go to bed, if I'm asleep by midnight, I can sleep for 9 hours and also stay up a little bit later than usual on, like work nights. Or on the days that I work. Not the day before work, the day of school. I'm gonna have to go to bed a little bit earlier. Um, but yeah, anyway, that's what I've been thinking about. Um, I guess I should go over these events. Woke up, felt bad, went to work was fine. For lunch, my coworker, the I cannot talk, good lord, stumbling over my own words. You know the coworker that I commissioned to make that little, put the controller parts into the thing to make a paperweight because my controller broke and smashed and it got smashed into pieces. Um, and I was like, hey, can you put them in clear resin? And he was like, yeah. And then he just never did. Well, so it turns out he's still like thinking about it or something because he was like, hey, I'm making food tomorrow and you can have food for free because I still owe you for that project. And I was like, okay. So free lunch. It was, so the thing is like, I'm pretty sure because my little sister had the same food and she said it was all really good. It tasted all mid to me. So I'm like, okay, this cannot be correct. I think what's happening is the food is actually really good and I literally just cannot taste how good it is. So to me the food was mid, but I think to everyone else the food was actually really good. Cuz like my little sister was like talking about how it was really good and I was like I just didn't think it was that good. Now I know of course that people's tastes can like vary, in food and whatnot. Um but I'm pretty sure that I literally could not taste how good it was. But yeah, so I had that for lunch, and then after that, I went straight to lessons. Then I had to get Jimmy John's because I was so hungry after work. I only had a protein bar, which is not enough. I really need to start packing a second lunch or something on Thursdays. Um, that way I don't have to buy Jimmy John's every week. Because that's pretty expensive. It was like $8 for like a sandwich, and then like I wasn't even it was enough to get me by. But I still had to have a smoothie for dinner. Yeah, so lessons were good. I actually genuinely came up with like a good kind of melody in class. I think I talked about either last week or earlier this week. Every time I make like a melody in class, my my classmate and my teacher laugh at me. They're like, "Oh, that's such an Asher melody." We're not playing that, by the way. We're not using that. And then coincidentally, every single thing that I recorded for a track that me, my classmate, and my teacher made got cut just because I guess it just didn't work out with what they thought sounded good. Um, yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure I've talked about that before, that whole situation. So I won't go into detail now, but that's a short story. But yeah, so we were like, okay, how do we put this? We've been learning this song forever. How do we put this together? And then my classmate is usually one who makes the ideas, and I don't personally like how his melodies sound. I prefer the default melody that we usually learn. But of course, I don't have to play his melody. When I actually play it myself. But usually we go with his melodies because I guess they sound better. Like I said, I don't love how they sound, but my teacher usually likes them, so we usually go with those. Anyway, so I think he had made like a melody or whatever, and then we got to like this B section, and we were like, okay, how do we want to do this? Because my teacher, he was like, I had it rigged up like this, and then he was trying to play. He was like, I can't quite get it though. I was like, okay, what if we did something like this? And he was like, wait, that actually sounds good. And then my classmate was like, wait, that actually sounds good. I was like, wait, that actually sounds good when I played it too. And yeah, I thought it sounded good. So, and I was, like I said, I was surprised. I've talked about this before. I'm not usually the creative type, and my melodies sound funny and bad, I think, which is why my classmate and teacher laugh at them when I hear them, because we were also doing a little bit of syncopation in the song. And I was like, how about we do a whole lot of syncopation? And he was like, let's not do that. And I was like, all right, cool. Um, and I mean, a whole lot of syncopation definitely sounds bad, I think. I think it's fun and sounds good. But I also like how weird things taste. So, yeah, anyway. But yeah, so I was like, wait, what if we do this? And we were like, wait, that's actually really good. So we did do the thing that I suggested. And then on top of that, I was like, wait, what if we do this thing, but slightly different? And then he was like, okay, wait, let's do this thing slightly different. And I think the teacher liked it. He was like, okay, that's actually kind of good. I liked the first way that I pitched it. And then he, in the recording that we took for class, just in case we played it the second way that I pitched it, which I think still sounds good but different. But yeah, so I was shocked and surprised that I actually made something that sounded good. Anyway, and then I came home from lessons, and I doom scrolled because I was like, oh, I'm doing the new business plan this week, so I need to not play any games or have any fun before finishing all my work. The problem is that I just worked a full day. I'm hungry, and I went to lessons. So I was like, man, I was kind of just sitting here. I was like, man, I want to do something fun. I want to play after working all day. But the plan for this week is to not play until I'm done doing all of the work. That's just not working out, if I'm being quite honest. I doom scrolled for like half an hour, and then I made a smoothie, and I doom scrolled for like another half hour, and then I got in the shower, and now I'm here. So I did a whole lot of doom scrolling and a whole lot of nothing. Um, and now I'm upset because I did a whole lot of doom scrolling. So I think that the new business plan, oh, it's not really working on paper or like in practice, I guess. Because like I said, the whole reason I thought about doing this was because I made the new business plan. I was like, sometimes I come back from work and then I feel not super duper tired. I feel like I have enough momentum to actually practice piano, practice guitar, make dinner for or make lunch for tomorrow, whatever. And then because I've talked about how when I did the new business plan, the first new business plan, I would come home and I would play games, and then I would lose. I would feel like I would lose steam. I would lose momentum. I wouldn't feel like doing anything productive after playing. It's like, okay, new business plan, do all the work and then play. But now I got home from like my regular work, and I don't feel like working anymore. But I'm like, well, I can't play because the plan was to not play until all the work's done. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe I need a new business plan where I just do whichever I feel like doing when I get home. And also I have a sandwich, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, always prepared when I get home if I need food, because I think really that is, I've talked about this before, I think that'd be just super helpful just to have, because that's a decent enough snack to where it won't fill me up obviously, but it'll give me enough energy to make an actual whole meal. Which, because like sometimes even like just making mac and cheese, making my one of my comfort food, hot dogs and mac and cheese, is too much after work. I'll be sitting slumped against the wall, like I'm sitting on the floor against the wall, while the macaroni is boiling. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, wow, I am so tired, right? Um, yeah. Anyway, oh, glasses, ooh, nice. Wow, I look so much better with these. Good Lord, I forgot. I was thinking about that earlier. One of my coworkers, was it one of my coworkers? Yeah, whatever. I guess coworker is most apt description. I was gonna say my coworker's little sister, who is also my coworker. Therefore, it wouldn't be wrong to say my coworker. She, the first time I saw her, she had glasses, and then I think she started wearing contacts, and I was like, she looks way better with glasses. But like, should I tell her that? Because like, I think if I'm being honest, I think I look bad without glasses. Without glasses, I'm a chopped chud, chopped cheese easily. You know what I'm saying? Just terrible. But with glasses, perfectly normal guy. Nothing wrong here. Um, yeah, anyway, but yeah, I don't think I should tell her that I think she looks worse without glasses. I could tell her she looks better with glasses, but that of course I would imply that she looks worse without them. And she seems to wear the contacts more than the glasses, so that makes me think that she would probably prefer to wear the contacts, maybe for convenience, or if she thinks she looks better with the contacts. So I think I'll be keeping that one to myself. I think that's the best plan of action there. Um, yeah, I don't even know how I got on that. Oh, because I put on my glasses and went on a side tangent. Anyway, yeah, that's everything for today. This went on forever. But that's fine. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow, Friday. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Saturday. The time is... No, not Saturday. Friday. The time is 1:47 a.m. We'll get to that later. Start with today's events. Woke up to the cats, and then I woke up later and I felt like crap, so business as usual there. Went to work. Work was fine. I had to drop the ground pallet, the pallet of ground coffee. I had to drop most of it, which was really annoying, and I got grounds all over me, but I mean, that's just part of the job. I was locked in on a really good episode of a podcast. I was listening to the Creepcast, which, if you don't know or don't remember, is the podcast where they read fictional horror stories from the internet. So that, the heck? Okay. So that was a lot of fun. I just noticed that that corner of the wall is usually not visible because of the curtain. Anyway, um, yeah, so I dropped the ground pallet and it was kind of annoying, but it wasn't too bad. And then after that, I finished out with labels. And then me and my little sister, we had finished labeling this box, and we're like, okay, we had what was it? I think we had like 20, maybe 40. I want to say we had like 40 minutes left on the clock. And she was like, "Do you want to, open another box to label?" And I was like, "I don't really feel like it. What about you?" And then she kind of felt the same way where she wasn't really sure. So we're like, "Okay, rock, paper, scissors. If I win, we stay and label the box. If she wins, then we go early." And we ended up leaving early. So yeah, that just means we get to start the fun weekend sooner. After that, oh, actually, one thing I forgot to mention is yesterday I took my car into the shop and I got a quote on it on how much it would be to repair it. $4,600, if you can believe that, which is more than I bought the car for. So I replied to the email with the quote saying, "Hey, what if we only fix the front end of it?" Have not heard back yet. Don't know if I will hear back yet. I'm assuming I won't, and I might just have to take it somewhere else. Um, but yeah, I only got 2,100 from the insurance. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely not paying 4.6 thousand. I would pay like maybe 3,000, because like that's cheaper than a new car and also cheaper than the cost of like the car itself when I bought it. Um, so yeah, maybe like well, I don't want to pay 3,000, but I'd say I'd probably be willing to pay 3,000, if it looked real nice and everything. Ideally 2,100 or less because that's how much I got from the insurance. But yeah, he quoted me $4.6 thousand. I was like, that is way too much for a car that still works. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just cosmetics, pretty much. Anyway, so yeah, work was good, left a little early. Came home, played some Helldivers. It was fairly fun. I don't know why I kept trying out new builds instead of playing with the fun builds that actually work. So yeah. And then I took a shower and I made a smoothie. I was also super bummed because I got Surfer Girl. I was like, "Hey, what if we do scheduled time at the same date and time every week?" Which was how scheduled time originally was. It was originally, it was with a bigger group and it was like Saturdays at noon. Technically Saturdays at 11, and then we pushed it back to Saturdays at noon. And then that fizzled out after a while, and then I was like, okay, how about just one-on-one? And then she's been like, I don't want to say wishy-washy. It's just that like, I just is busy and just can't make it every week, which is fine. I've talked about that before. Um, but yeah, so I was like, hey, how about we just make it? Because I noticed, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but most of our scheduled times recently have been Friday evenings. So it's like, what if we just do every Friday evening? And then her and her roommate, because of course, if we're doing it at her place, then the roommate's gonna be there too, so we include them as well, don't want to be rude. Um, so so I asked her and her roommate, I'm like, okay, how about we just do every Friday evening? And they're like, sure, sounds good. And then on Monday, this Monday, I say, hey, are we good for Friday evening? And both of them say, sure, in case anything comes up. And then literally today, as I was working, I got the text saying, oh, sorry, because I followed up again today. And I was like, hey, are we good for today at 7? And they said, sorry, something came up. And I was like, okay, that's great. I was just really sad. I was bummed that that didn't happen. Because I really thought it was gonna happen this week, and it's not a huge deal. Of course, we're probably just gonna do, we're just gonna do it next week, because like it's technically like every week now. Technically, like I said, they did agree to do every Friday evening. But it still just sucks. It still just feels bad when I was like, because like I was literally like Friday, yeah, and they're like yeah, and then I followed up and I'm like 7 today, yeah, and they're like sorry, no. I'm like gosh darn it. So I was super bummed. Which was honestly I think that's really why Helldivers wasn't that fun, because I was just so bummed out I couldn't even enjoy my one of my favorite games. But it wasn't too bad. Yeah, like I said, I showered, had a smoothie, and then I think by the time I finished my smoothie, it was 10 p.m. And Pouty was like, "Oh, there's a Splatfest in Splatoon, which is every 3 months, for one weekend, is the Splatfest, and I think you earn like extra prizes and experience, and it's like a lot of fun, you know. And there's also special, yeah, like I said, special awards and prizes that are exclusive to the Splatfest. She was like, you should play. I was like, well, I'm probably not going to play on my own because I don't like the game very much, and also I'm very bad at it, which is one of the reasons why it's not very fun for me is because I'm just bad at it. So I was like, I probably won't play alone, but maybe we could play together. How about Saturday? Because it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. She was like, well, I can't on Saturday, but I could tonight. I get off work at 10. I'm probably going to stay up late and also play with Katana. Um, I was like, all right, cool. So that's what I did before recording this. Was I played the Splatoon 3, played the Splatfest with Pouty and Katana. And it was a lot of fun, actually. Like I told her, that was the most fun I've had playing Splatoon in my entire life. And I think a big reason of that is whenever I play at her house, I'm playing on a very small TV. And it's very hard to actually see the enemy and aim on a very small TV. So like whenever I have my full-size TV in my living room, or at least like full-size enough, it's not huge, but it's like regular TV size. Um, I was actually much better at the game, if you can believe that, and it was actually, like I said, a lot of fun. And then after that, I was like, I kind of want to keep doing fun things. Like maybe I should get on my computer, play some games, whatever. But I was like, it's late. I'll go to bed. That's one. Um, so I practice piano, actually, believe it or not. Remember, I have my headphones now, which work great, like surprisingly well. So I plugged the headphones in the piano, got a good piano practice in. 1:54 a.m. I think I'm ready for bed now. I also put some overnight oats in the fridge. Remember how like a while ago I was like, I bought almond milk for overnight oats. Well, the almond milk, believe it or not, has not gone bad yet and won't go bad until the 1st of September. And I don't know why, but I just had this feeling that if I make overnight oats with almond milk, it'll taste better. Literally just a feeling, not even a theory, just a feeling. So I made that, prepped that in the fridge. So we'll see how that turns out tomorrow. My big struggle with overnight oats last time was I could never get the consistency right. A quick Google search told me that if you want them to be kind of like soupier, then you do 2-to-1 ratio with milk to oats, right? So like 1 cup oats, 2 cups milk, that gives you soupier. If you want it to be really thick or chewy, then you do 1-to-1. And if you want it to be kind of creamy, then you do 1 to like 1.25 or 1.3. I eyeballed, I want to say 1.3. Like I said, I eyeballed it, so I'm not sure. Um, but I did add more milk than oats. So I'm hoping for a nice kind of smooth, kind of creamy texture. The recipe was just 1 cup oats, one and a little bit more cups almond milk, a scoop of protein powder, and then three double stuffed Oreos that I just kind of with my hands just cut into halves and then quartered those. So yeah, that's kind of like the sweetener, I guess. And we'll see how it turns out. I feel like it's gonna be good. Um, yeah. I remember. Oh, that's two, I think. There it is. That's two. Uh, I think it's gonna be good. I'm not getting my hopes like way up high, but I feel like it should be good. Anyway, that is all for today. Pretty sure. Yeah. Um, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow, Saturday. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Saturday. Bit of a I don't know if normal day or a weird day, or maybe it was just a day. So I didn't have literally anything planned today, which was felt so weird. I was like, wow, I just do whatever I want for the whole day. Yes. It was a lot of gaming. I really wanted to record, but I don't know. Helldivers 2 it's been a lot of fun lately with all the big updates. So I've been pretty much playing that to my heart's content, and that was a lot of what I did today. Yeah, I woke up and then played some Helldivers, And then I think after that I made breakfast. I made bacon, egg, and cheese English muffins, as I have been making for on the weekends for the past few weeks. I did not the exact same process, a little different. Um, I bought regular bacon instead of thick cut bacon. Because the thick cut you only get like I want to say 12 slices, which is honestly plenty. Because usually I buy the English muffins, those come in a pack of six, and then the eggs come in a dozen, and then you get 12 bacon, so it's like the numbers work out there pretty well. Um, so usually I do like two pieces of bacon for one English muffin. Um, so then that's like six. Yeah, so then I pretty much you'll run out of English muffins and bacon at the same time. You'll have half a dozen eggs left. Anyway, so I was going to pan fry the bacon, because I was like, it's not thick cut, so it should be less greasy, which means I won't need to clean it up quite as much, or it'll be easier to clean up, and maybe it'll cook faster. And I was like, well, really, the only reason why I stopped baking the bacon was because it was really hard to clean up. Specifically, the gigantic baking sheet was, gigantic. Um, so it would be really annoying to try and clean it in my tiny little apartment sink. I was like, well, what if I just use a smaller pan, which somehow hadn't occurred to me. And yeah, I have a smaller pan, and I used a smaller pan. It fit exactly four pieces of bacon. If I wanted those two more, then I would have had to use the larger pan. But I realized fairly quickly that because I started with making three English muffins at a time for breakfast, and then I realized that's actually too much. However, and then I realized after that that it actually just depends on how, it literally simply depends on how long I wait to eat after waking up. That determines how hungry I am. I know, very simple. But yeah, because remember I talked about the realization where, oh, I don't actually eat lunch, or I don't even eat a meal till like 5 or 6 hours after waking up. Um, so I played Helldivers for a while just to, build my appetite, I guess. And then I made two bacon, egg, and cheese English muffins, and they were really good. The bacon came out really well. I just put it in 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes, and it worked. I mean, it was beautiful, tasty. The English muffins, I don't know why they just tasted. The texture was just so much better. Usually they're like kind of stiff. They just like it's almost like they're stale. But for some reason they were really soft, and it was really good. Even after toasting them, they were still soft, and it was really good. And then also the eggs were a little bit better, because what I did was I greased, the little egg rings that I bought, the metal rings that you can put in your pan to make the egg nice and circular. I greased the edges of them because I noticed the egg would stick, and then it would get all messy, and then because I would try flipping it and then it wouldn't flip, or then it would like flip, it would be bad. So I greased the inside edge of them, and that way they didn't stick, so those turned out better. And then yeah, it was really good breakfast. Then I had those artisan craft sodas that I like. I kind of forgot that I bought them earlier in the week. So I did have one of those with my breakfast, and it was absolutely amazing. I was still hungry after that, so I did drink this protein drink that I got, and it is in the most literal sense of protein drink. I've talked about how I bought protein water from Aldi when I saw that. They had a protein soda, pretty much, 15 grams protein, peach mango flavored. Um, by essentially, I think, was it Poppy brand? Is that the name brand or is that the off brand? Poppy soda? I can't remember if that's the name brand or the off brand. But I'm pretty sure that was the brand, off brand or not. Um, had that after my breakfast because I was so hungry. It was pretty good. Then I played Splatoon. I played in the Splatfest some more. I lost a lot, and I don't think it's entirely my fault because Eve, throughout all those losses, I looked at my own stats and they were all pretty good. So yeah, that was not very fun, but at least I didn't do terrible. Um, anyway, after that, I think I started doing productive things, but maybe not. I know I did my most of today was yeah, just gaming, and then I did a lot of KU online like onboarding, like enrollment stuff. Super boring. Um yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the best way to put it. Super boring. But I'm pretty sure I've done literally just about everything I need to. I sent an email to the financial aid office because it said that I owed $1,600, and I was like, with all of my financial aid, I shouldn't owe anything. So I'm not sure where that's coming from. I looked at it and it was just like fees, tuition, and I'm like, I shouldn't that should be covered. I shouldn't have to pay that. What I'm thinking might have went wrong is that for some reason, um, they're weird about adding and dropping classes when you have financial aid. It's better to swap classes instead of adding one to your class and then withdrawing. That'll cause a problem, but if you just swap it, it won't. I didn't know that before I, did that. So maybe that's where the charge came from. But like I said, I sent an email to the financial aid office, so hopefully we should be able to get everything sorted out. It is the weekend, so I guess I'll have to wait on that. I also ordered my books. There was only one that was required, or there was one physical book that was required, and then the other is, I think I want to say it was digital only. I think it was digital only, because I talked about earlier in the week, I would prefer a hardcover. But it's for the biology lab that is online. Not entirely sure how the biology lab is online, because I would think a biology lab was not something you can do online. Um, but even like in my appointment that I had with the enrollment counselor or whatever the heck their title is, she was like, "Yeah, it's kind of funny how the lab portion of the class is online." So maybe I won't actually be dissecting anything, which is kind of a bummer because I was really looking forward to that. I've always wanted to actually dissect a cadaver. Like ever since like biology class, I was like, we do like animals, and stuff, like a little frog or whatever. But I was like, dude, imagine like, would it not be like the coolest thing ever to like see the inside of like a real human? I just think that would be really cool. But I don't know what kind of field of study you have to get into to do that. Probably like mortician or something like that. The mortuary assistant. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just think it would be cool to actually, dissect a human, in like an actual kind of like academic kind of class kind of school kind of setting just to like see because like it's weird. It's like humans are like very compact, like all your organs, they are crammed in there. There's no room inside your body. It is full. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so I did that all that online onboarding stuff and it was boring, and then I practiced piano as well before recording this. I walked to QT because I was getting antsy. I was in here in my room all day in my apartment. I was like, I really want to go outside. And obviously I know I can go outside, but it's 84 and sunny outside earlier, so I was like, I want to go outside, but I don't want to go outside in 84 and sunny. So once the sun started setting, I walked to QT and I was gonna get these things called I think it said, I don't know if it said Spilt Coffee or Protein. The brand name was Spilt, spelled Spylt, just because they have to be different, I guess. And I thought it was like another protein drink, because I love trying new things in protein drinks. And then I got there and it was like caffeinated, and I was like, I didn't want that. I double checked the app and I was like, yep, it says it has caffeine in it. So it's like protein coffee, in a can. Um, and I was like, well, I want the tasty protein drink, but I don't want the coffee. And then while I was like going, like while I was in the QT, I walked past Liquid Death and I saw Liquid Death had a grape flavor. They have, apparently, I didn't know this, they have like soda flavored sparkling water. Like Liquid Death was primarily just water, and then they started doing tea, and then they started doing like, bubbles and carbonation and soda. The thing is it's not soda. It's soda flavored sparkling water. And I'm like, that's really close to just being soda. You know what I'm saying? Because it's carbonated, it's liquid, and it tastes like soda. Uh, but yeah, it is soda flavored sparkling water. I was at Parkour the other day. He let me try his. He had root beer flavored one. It was not, I mean, I wouldn't buy it, but I mean, it wasn't bad. Um, and I got the Dr. Death flavor, which I would assume which I guess I wouldn't have to assume because I had it. It is Dr. Pepper flavored. And then I also got a grape flavored one, so looking forward to that. Anyway, yeah, so I did walk because I wanted to get outside the apartment. I wanted to walk around and do something. So I did, and then I came back and I played some more Helldivers, played some Dead as Disco, um, practiced piano, and now I'm here. It's 12:04 a.m. I stayed up this late on purpose because my plan is to go to the gym tomorrow morning. And what I want to do is I wanted to wake up, just be awake for a little bit, and then go. That way I'm not awake for too long, because if I'm awake for too long, then my appetite will become too big, and then sometimes I will become so hungry that I can't eat, which is kind of a big problem because then I kind of just die, for lack of a better word. Um, like I don't drop dead, but I just become miserable because it's like I need to eat food, but I can't eat food. So now I'm just uh, feeling terrible. Yeah, so I'm just planning to wake up, kind of be awake for a little while. That way I'm not, like falling asleep while I'm on the road. And then go to the gym, 10 a.m. with younger sister tomorrow morning. Looking forward to that. And I think we're going to come back after that and have food. I think stepmom's making like these little kind of roll, breakfast roll things. Not entirely sure how to describe them, but they're really good. Um, so yeah, looking forward to that. I also did sleep for a total of 9 hours. I was up to like 2 last night. I woke up with the cats, but that was fine because, like I said, I slept for a total of 9 hours, so I felt actually pretty good when I woke up. Anyway, pretty sure that's everything for today. Um, yeah, everything I can think of. Man, or yeah, I really do want to record some more gaming. I guess I have time for that tomorrow because I just got the gym, and then that's it. That's all I gotta do tomorrow, to the gym. Um, yeah, so there should be plenty of time for recording those gaming videos, which I want to get back into. I'm wondering how it's gonna go during the school year. It's if anything, I'll have a little bit more time, because I'll get home before 5 on the school days, and then I won't be physically tired from working a full shift. So that'll be awesome. That'll be hype actually. I just thought about that. I just made that connection in my brain where I won't be totally physically exhausted from work 5 days a week. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, yeah. My dad asked me earlier over text. He was like, "How's your anxiety level?" And I was like, "It's normal, I think." Like I said, I am a bit confused on how I don't feel anything. Like I think like I said, it's just I don't believe it. Like like I don't believe that. Like I know that I'm going to classes next week, but I don't believe it. And I think because I don't believe it, I don't feel particularly concerned. And I'm not particularly concerned, I guess, because it's like my classes this semester definitely not going to be hard, I think. But then, like, if I do actually think about, oh my gosh, what if I fail these classes? Then I do get very anxious. But there's no reason I should fail these classes because I've, been through harder classes before. You know what I'm saying? I've been through college before. So yeah, I just need to not think about it too hard, and I think it'll go great. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow, Sunday. Hello everyone and welcome to Sunday. It's only 9:56, but I just finished recording a couple of gaming videos. Finally got back into those, and they were both very fun actually. Those are already up on the channel by the time you're watching this. I guess they're coming out like within an hour of each other. Because like I said, I just recorded those, and then I was like, I might as well do this because I'm here. So I do still have time in my day, but I was like, I should probably put this together, just to get it out of the way. Also, what the heck is going on with my hair right here? I think I missed a little bit when I put it up. Anyway, also, yeah, I really should have done better on this cut. I didn't think it would be as hard as it was, and it really wasn't that hard. It's just that I kind of, like I said, I don't know. I didn't do it right, so now it looks mid, or bad. Anyway, today was kind of cool, I guess. I thought so. Yesterday, I was like, I have no plans, and then I did make a plan. I was gonna go to the gym with my younger sister, like we usually do, but we both woke up and felt terrible. She sent me this sticker over text of like this little kitten that looked completely discombobulated, and I was like, same. And she was like, "What if we just don't go to the gym today?" And usually, I try to not be the okay, fine, we'll not go to the gym today guy. uh like usually I'm like, no, we have to do this. um but I was also feeling not very good. I went to sleep a little later than I wanted to, and then I think that's why I just didn't feel good in the morning. Yeah. So we didn't do the gym. We're probably gonna go either Tuesday, or we're gonna just play volleyball, just practice, bump around the volleyball, because that uses your whole body. If you don't know, actually, your core, your arms, your legs. Volleyball's a whole body workout, because you move your legs, and then you brace your core, and then you use your arms to actually hit the ball itself. So yeah. So we might just bump around the volleyball at some point next week. I don't know. Um, yeah, or maybe Tuesday we'll go to the gym or hit the volleyball. Anyway, so I didn't go to the gym. Like I said, I woke up kind of late. I scrolled for a bit, which I'm not proud of, but whatever. Scrolled for a bit, and then played some Helldivers, and I got a text from stepmom saying that breakfast was ready. She made these. I think she called them crescent rolls. They're like little bits of like dough that's like it's got cream cheese in it and turkey or ham, and it's rolled up and it's baked in the oven, and they're very very good. Um, She's been making them ever since I think I've known her, and they're very good, very tasty. So I went over there and I had that, and I don't know if I mentioned I bought a couple Liquid Death yesterday. I'm pretty sure I did talk about it. I did drink the grape flavor that I bought with breakfast. It was quite good. And then me and my younger sister, we were gonna watch Infinity War, Endgame, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But after watching Infinity War and Endgame, we were both kind of just like, ugh, that was a lot. And that was fine with me, because apparently I was the one that suggested we watch Multiverse of Madness. And I was like, well, it was good, but it's not like rewatch good. If anything, I think the first Doctor Strange is low key a little bit better. I'm just remembering the climaxes of both movies. Actually, I guess they're both really good. The climaxes specifically. But yeah, I know it's been a while, long while since I've seen the first one. And I saw the Multiverse of Madness like 3 times when it came out, which was just pure coincidence. Not something I did on purpose. It kind of just happened. Um, so we watched Infinity War and we watched Endgame. Um, and then Dad and Stepmom made dinner. We had dinner. It was very good. We had salmon, green beans, mashed potatoes, buffalo chicken dip, which I didn't have any of, because I wasn't entirely sure how hungry I was. It's so weird. I genuinely just can't tell how hungry I am. It's not usually a huge problem, and my stomach problem overall is not as bad as it used to be. But it's just so weird where it's like I think I'm hungry, and then I start eating like, okay, yeah, I'm hungry, and then I have some more, and then I'm full, but I'm like, am I full? I don't know. Yeah, so it's kind of weird how that works. But yeah, so then that's one. You should have seen, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh, very long one. You should have seen during Revita, I think I yawned like 2 or 3 times. But the whole cut the recording if you yawn 3 times doesn't apply to the gaming videos because that would be weird. Um, yeah. Anyway, so after the movies, I went to Target to just got some stuff, groceries, and then I went to Aldi to get more groceries. Um, and then I came home and I recorded those gaming videos, which I said you can see now. Um, and I think that's everything. I'm gonna try and practice electric guitar before I go to bed. I also gotta wash my headphone covers. Um, and then oh, I guess I should probably make lunch, just a sandwich. So that's pretty easy. Um, and then I think I'll be ready for next week. I've got classes, first day of classes next week. Woohoo! Hype, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I'm excited for biology. I'm sure English is probably going to be fine. I've got intro to exercise science. That's probably going to be fine. Not too bad. Yeah, I'm not really dreading any classes. Um, but yeah, so first week of classes next week. Still waiting to hear back on financial aid about that charge of $1,600 because like I said, I would rather not have to pay that because like I said, I'm pretty sure all of my stuff should have been covered. Um, but yeah, I think yeah. Remember I talked about my car. Oh yeah, so car repair goals, car repair. It's got the question mark on it because I don't know if it counts as completed. Because the goal was to get my car repaired, but then they said that's gonna cost 4,600, and I was like, no way, I'm paying that much, and I don't know if I care enough to go to another place. Like I said, I did send that email saying, hey, can you like maybe work that down a bit? Can we just do the front end, take a couple things off? That way it doesn't cost 4,600. I haven't heard back, but I think I sent that on like a Friday. So if he missed it on Friday, that means that, you know, um, and it'll probably take a while before I hear back. Oh, that's two. Also, I feel like the yawning rule probably maybe shouldn't apply on Sundays because if the recording cuts on 3 yawns, then I won't have anything to explain. Like I won't like have a day after to explain anything that I didn't happen to get to the day before. Um, but no, I guess I did go over everything. Now I'm just yapping at this point. I guess I should talk about the goals. All on pause still, except for guitar catch up. Phew. Um, the channel banner and supercut, I do want to work on those. The new business model, or sorry, the new business model. So the new business model was complete. Didn't work super well in terms of doing that every single day. That was the test. That was kind of the goal, was test to see if that'll work every day. And then the new business, yeah, the new business model, which uh, was it work, do all the work and then play versus the new business model, which was play for a while and then work. So the new business model is make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for after I get home from work, and then that will probably hopefully improve the quality of my life and evenings and day. Because like I said, I think it would be really nice just as a snack, something to give me enough energy to make a whole meal, so I don't feel so incredibly tired to the point where I don't make food. Um, so yeah, I got the new business model, which is just like I said, make a sandwich, eat the sandwich, do better? Question mark. I don't know if I'll do that. I guess I could do that Monday through Friday, because if I was working Monday through Friday, I would, but I'll be in classes next week. Speaking of classes, I really need to be proactive with those because enrollment for classes opens like fairly early. I think they said mid-October is when enrollment for spring opens up. And ideally, I want to get on those classes ASAP. That way I can get my hopefully Tuesday, Thursday schedule in perpetuity, just because I like running that. And then also, I need to decide my major. Currently, I'm in exercise science, but I could transfer or change it to like exercise science with PE plus, whatever that means, which I think means I could essentially just walk right out of graduation with a job as a PE teacher, which is what I want. But they were like, oh, you could go for a master's, and then get paid more, and also have that degree in just exercise science, which would be helpful to get paid more and to just for more job opportunities. I'm like, that is a very good idea. So I'm thinking about double majoring. I feel like I could probably do that. I feel like I'd probably, good enough for that. In terms of like money, I talked about my scholarship lasts for 10 academic semesters, and I've already got my associates, so I feel like ideally I double major and it's all covered by the hero scholarship, ideally. Yeah, in terms of the other goals, they're all on pause. Um, yeah, so that's where we're at. First day of classes next week. Like I said, I don't, it's weird. I don't feel anything, if I'm being honest. I don't feel nothing. No panic, no worry, no excitement, except for biology. I'm excited for biology. Um, but yeah, I don't know, like, does that mean something that I don't feel anything when I think about, being in college and being in classes next week? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I think that's a good place to stop. Trying to think of a sign off. It's really not that deep. I don't know why. I would like it to be good though, which is why I keep thinking about it so much. What did I do this week? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, my name is Asher. That was the Chronicle, and invest in your sleep. I think make sure you get good sleep regularly and daily, because you kind of need that to live, and your life is a lot better whenever you sleep good regularly. I don't know if I've said that before as a sign off. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.